course, many have lost their properties, which they would have purchased out of their hard-earned money and also sometimes lifetime savings. It saddens me because of their sheer ignorance, and so I thought I should make use of this opportunity to enlighten all of you about some basic legal aspects. And I have selected this topic, legal documentation. The reason why I selected this topic is everyone at one point of the time in their life will come across a legal document. It can be any document, whether it is a sale deed, will, gift, it can be any document. So it is very necessary. Everybody should know about certain legal aspects. Now let me start with the will, the document will. Lot of people have a desire to prepare a will, but they do not know how to go about it. So many of them, they die even before preparation of a will. When a person dies, even before preparing a will or by not leaving a will, it is told that he has died intestate. Then the law of succession will take effect and the legal heirs will inherit the property or succeed to their property. But in case if the will is prepared and if he leaves behind a will, and let me start with the legal definition of a will. Will means legal declaration of the intention of the testator with respect to his property, which he desires to be carried into effect after his death. In simple language, let me tell you, it means will is a document where a person puts into writing his intentions or desires as to what should happen to those his properties after his demise. And now the question is, who can prepare a will? Any person who is of a sound mind and who is not a minor can go ahead and prepare a will. You may be having several questions. How to go about it? Let me explain to you. Will is the most simplest of all the legal documents. It can be prepared on a plain sheet of paper. The person who intends to prepare a will there is no format as such. He can write it in his own language about his intentions. He may not even put a title to the document, but still, since his intentions are mentioned in the document, it shall be considered as a will. But when a document is prepared on a plain sheet of paper, there is a possibility that the document can be manipulated or materially altered. So when such a thing happens, the very purpose of a person preparing the will get defeated. So in order to avoid such a problem, if anybody comes to me for a suggestion, I would suggest that they prepare a proper will. So what is a proper will? The proper will is where the person follows certain procedures. For preparation of a proper will, always three persons are involved. The first person is a testator. Who is a testator? A person who wants to prepare a will is called a testator. So the next person is an executor. Let me explain to you who is an executor with an example. Testator, after preparing the will want to appoint a person and entrust him with the duty to execute the will after his demise. That person is called an executor because normally and logically, when the will comes to life, the testator may not be alive to tell what is right, what is wrong. So he will want to entrust the job of executing the will to some person. And this person is called an executor. And most of the times, the legal heirs or beneficiaries of the will may not even know about the existence of the will. And it becomes the duty of the executor to inform the beneficiaries about the will. And also see to that whatever is mentioned in the will is carried out according to the desires of the testator. The next comes the witnesses. Witnesses are the person who will sign the document will as witness of the preparation. They are the people who have witnessed the preparation of the will. it is not necessary that the witnesses should know about the contents of the will. All they will have to witness is about the preparation of the document. The testator can prepare the will himself, as there is no format, or he can take some professional help for preparation of the will by approaching some advocate. And I would like to make a mention that registration of the will is absolutely optional. It is not compulsory that a person should register the will. But again, when the document is not registered or it is done on a plain sheet of paper, there is always scope for manipulation or alteration of the document. So it is in case if the testator feels that there is a possibility of a litigation between the legal heirs in the future, it is always better to get the will registered. And I also would like to inform you that the government does not charge any stamp charges for registration of a will. Only a nominal amount of registration charges have to be paid to the sub-registrar. In case if the testator feels that registration, he has to register the document, it has to be done in the jurisdictional sub-register office. That is, if he has more than one property, then he will have to register in a sub-register office where one of the properties falls. That is the area where one of the property is situated. He can approach the sub-register office along with witnesses, and his presence at the time of registration is a must. Well, in case after registration and also after preparing the will, if you are thinking that there may not be any dispute at all, you are wrong. There is every possibility that somebody may question the genuineness of the will. So what happens in case if such a thing happens? Then the beneficiaries of the will can approach the civil court and with a prayer asking the court to declare the will as a genuine document. How does that happen? He files a petition before the jurisdictional court by making all the parties to the will and also the people who are disputing the will as parties to the petition. The court issues this notice to all the parties, calling them to come forward with the documentary evidence, and also in case if witnesses, if any. The court, after examining all the documentary evidences, and also after examining the witnesses, will come to a conclusion whether the document will is a genuine document or not. In case if the court considers the will as a genuine document, then it is called as probate of the will. Will is probated. So this is how the probate happens. And for all legal purposes, probating the will is a necessary thing. I think you must have understood what probate is exactly. There are certain things to keep in mind. One should always remember that will come to life only after the person who is making the will has lost his life. So it is very necessary that the person who is making the will, that is the testator, make a proper will in order to avoid any litigations in future. And if there is any litigation also, that can be combated with the right procedures by following the right procedures. And in case, the role of the witnesses play a very important part when the will is disputed. And also, I would like to make a mention. At the time of appointing an executor, it is very important to appoint someone who is younger to the testator, because if the executor is older than the testator, there is every possibility that the executor may die even before the testator. And another point to remember while appointing the executor is, it is always better if the person is outside the family, not from the family. And in case of witnesses, Normally, it is two witnesses who will sign the document. One witness may be from the family and another witness may be outside the family. I think it is clear enough. With this, I come to the end of the will. I hope all of you have understood the requirements and the necessity of registering or preparing a will. Let me conclude this with a question to all of you. A has prepared a will and has entrusted B to execute the will after his demise. C and D have signed the will as witnesses. Now, can you tell me who is A, B, C, and D? Please do answer the questions in the chat box. Shall we move forward towards the next document?
Madam, can I have a question?
Yes. Yeah, please, sir.
Madam, when I execute a will,
yes, sir,
and I register the will also, the will is not known to my family. And after my period, suppose, for example, I write a will stating that I have an X property, and I write in the will that the property should not be sold until the lifetime of my wife. This is the content what I have written in the will, and I have registered this will. Now, the will has not come to anybody's view, and the property which I have mentioned in the will has been sold. Though I have written that till the lifetime of my wife, the will should not be sold. It has been sold during the lifetime of my wife. What happens? And after, say, 4 or 5 years, this has come to light. The will has come to light. Now, what happens in this scenario, madam?
Okay. There are several cases where this has happened, sir. When you say you have given lifetime interest to your wife in the will, it means that she will have only lifetime interest. She will not have any power of alienation over the property. She will enjoy the property during her life. Well, that has not come to the knowledge of the legal heirs who have succeeded the property as per the succession. So, not knowing about the will, they would have sold the property to some third party who, in good faith and believing the legal heirs, has purchased the property. But since the will, in a will, you have already shown your intention that during the lifetime that your wife is supposed to enjoy the property, then comes a problem. The sale deed that has been executed to the third person becomes a voidable document. It loses its legal sanctity because the title that has been transferred to him is not absolute. Got my point, sir? The word absolute means a person should have absolute right, title, interest, and claim over the property to sell the property or transfer the title. Since the legal heirs did not have absolute right, title, interest, and claim over the property, and without knowing that, they have sold the property to some third person. So the title that he would have received also is of the same nature. So what happens is, his sale deed becomes a voidable document. So he approaches the civil court or the jurisdictional court and files a petition. Since the lady is having the lifetime interest, so the will have to be upheld. In case, if the lady did not have the lifetime interest in the property, and if the property had immediately transferred to the legal heirs, then the person approaching the court, the purchaser, could have approached the court with a prayer asking that this directing the legal heirs to execute a proper sale deed in his favor. But now that the lady is having lifetime interest and the property cannot be sold, so the purchaser can approach the court asking the legal heirs to return the entire consideration amount along with the interest. So that is the relief he can approach for. I think you have understood, sir.
Yes, madam. That answers my question. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we'll have a short poll now. The audience will have some questions on the screen, and they can give their answers, and we'll publish the poll results immediately once we get the response from the